Welcome back to the Don't Make This Weird podcast. I'm your host, Joey Strange. I hope you guys had a very spooky Halloween. Here with me, as always, Tony and Heather. Our guests today, Thumps. You guys want to introduce yourselves? Tell us what you do.
I'm Lisa, the founder of the Thumba Michigan Paranormal Society, aka Thumps. And basically, we go out and investigate your place if you've got bumps in the night.
And I'm Tim, co-founder, and I'm the one who got her into this.
Nice.
Sweet stuff.
Very cool.
Very
and you guys
cool.
are husband and team, or husband and wife team?
Actually, no, we're boyfriend, girlfriend.
Oh, well, that's close enough, right?
Yeah,
Long
well,
enough,
we've
right?
been-
Check your white
long.
Check your white female privilege, Heather.
You
Don't
stop it.
assume.
I don't know. I was asked. That's why you ask questions.
Well, welcome to the show, guys. Thanks for coming
Thanks
on.
for having us.
Thank
Glad
you.
you guys could come on. I've always been interested in the paranormal investigations.
No, that was Paranorman.
Paranormal.
Wrong movie.
Wrong movie.
Pair of normals.
Pair of normals. Yeah, that's not us.
So you have two washing machines?
Oh, wow. Dad joke number one of the night.
Wow.
But
Yes,
okay.
that went right over my head.
Right. So, how was your guys this week?
It was it uneventful? I don't remember.
It was a little bit eventful. I think for the most part of the
I
middle
don't-
of the week was kind of laid back.
I don't know. Most of today and yesterday, I just kind of sat around and did nothing for once. So that was pretty cool.
I was busy.
I've been working.
busy.
Actually, yesterday I got to sit around and just play video games all day.
Nice.
I've not done that in a long time.
Well, yeah, we're always on the go. We're always doing something, visiting
Wait, so
somewhere.
did you stream today?
No.
Oh.
I didn't.
You're killing me.
Hi, Poppy.
I didn't even think about it.
He's
What's
in
up,
the chat.
Poppy?
Poppy's in the chat.
Big Daddy in the house.
But so what do you guys have going this weekend? Anything exciting?
What do we have going this week?
Sleep at some point.
Oh, I'm going to go see my family up north.
That's
So you're
right.
getting your magic cards.
Shut up.
I have something that might be of interest.
Oh
What's that?
yeah. What do you got?
This is the last weekend of the Edson incident in Bay City.
Really?
This is your last time to get your chance to get the ship scared out of you on the USS Edson in Bay City. Tickets are $15. We start at 8 o'clock on Friday night, go to midnight, and it's 7 o'clock on Saturday night, go to midnight. And all the money goes right back into the ship because it is a museum ship and it helps keep the upkeep of the ship.
Oh, very cool.
Very cool. We'll definitely
Check
plug
that
that
out.
on our page. That way people can see where that's at.
That's
Cool.
pretty cool. I'd like to check that out.
Yeah.
I won't go alone though.
It gets pretty cramped down there,
I
and
bet.
people will jump out at you.
Yeah, I'm used to that working out when I was helping out at the Wicked Woods of Terror.
I feel like I'd be too tall.
You
We've had tall people there
you
before.
go to the tall ships then. Get it?
Huh?
I see what you did
Yeah, with my dad joke at the night.
there. Uh-huh.
I'm sure you did.
See,
Another dad joke.
keep on going.
He's punny.
So yeah, this week's been pretty crazy. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I got to talk to the owner of Sweet Tooth Bakery.
Yeah.
They had an amazing grand open. So they had a lot of people come in. I guess Tommy played
Really?
at the restaurant. And
Nice.
kind of chilled out all the customers. But yeah, she's a super nice lady. And
Now, did Tommy and Vicky play with Finnegan's Cross? Or
it was just Tommy.
Oh, okay.
And then Poppy ended up winning the cupcakes for the grand opening.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So, yeah, that was pretty much working in that this week.
And he was probably pretty happy about that.
Yeah, he worked out for his son's birthday. So yeah, yep, sounds good. So
You know, I'm just going up to see the family this weekend.
nice. So you're not gonna be able to go to the ship.
Nope.
We're up
Houghton Lake.
Houghton Lake. That's where my grandparents used to live.
Yeah, we're not from there. They just moved up there for some reason. So, I
No
don't
reason.
know why anybody would choose to do that, but they did.
No,
Back in
Higgins
the
Lake's
day, it was
nicer.
the base. It was the best place to go,
Yeah.
especially coming up from Detroit.
Not anymore.
Not anymore,
It
huh?
was a boring few years there for sure.
Well, you are the prince of the sandcastle, right?
I'm Sandbar royalty.
Sandbar royalty. That's what it is.
There's a bar up there. Shout out to the Sandbar. The drinks are cheap and drinks are cheap and it only kind of smells like pee.
Oh my gosh.
Ew.
Speaking of pee, have you guys ever had anybody investigating with you pee their pants?
No, but they've had it on the ship.
No, we've scared some people into peeing themselves.
Yeah. That's always a good time.
No, normally during our investigations, it's straight up. It's like, okay, we're here to do a job.
Mhm.
It's like these people think this is happening. It's our responsibility to either say, okay, this is happening, or it could be something else.
Right. To
Meaning
debunk it.
Yes,
Yeah.
debunked. If they're hearing thumping in the walls, it could be easily, debunked as plumbing, if they got bad
Mice.
plumbing, or mice or something like that. So we go in with the attitude, it's like, okay, we want to see a ghost, but we don't expect to.
Right.
I think there's a saying, when you hear hoofbeats over the mountain, think horses, not unicorns.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So have you guys, well, you said that you started out, you got her into it. So how long have you been doing it?
I never really was doing it. It was just that, we moved up here from Detroit in 71, and my mother swears there was something down there in Detroit following us, and it followed us up here to the Caro area. And I was a 5-year-old little kid thinking something's running around in the attic, so I put flour out there, and it could have been my older siblings stomping in it,
Mhm.
but I found footprints, and it kind of got me going. But I always had a wild imagination. But I have personally seen ghosts. I grew up in a house not too far away from here, in town, that is haunted. It scared me so bad. I was by myself. I was 17. Scared me so bad. My girlfriend's mother had to come 7 miles into town to get me to take me out to their place.
Oh,
It was that bad.
you're out, not sticking
Wow.
around. I don't blame you.
Well, they act, well. I mean, when you see the dog go flying across the floor, and hit the wall, yeah, something's going on.
Did you take the dog with you?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say, please tell me you didn't leave the dog behind.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Her mother said, "Grab your dog too."
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was just wondering how it all began,
Well, I mean, it began with us is because the Elmer Township Cemetery used to be my backyard.
Oh, okay.
And I took her, this was a while ago, I took Lisa out into the cemetery for the first time ever. It was really dark.
Romantic.
This was after we'd been together for a while.
See, that's
Yeah.
why they're not married. They're just boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right.
And, we started snapping pictures, and Lisa caught her first orb, which, which is, back then was, she was so excited. And she came up with the idea, because we used to watch Taps.
Mhm.
And she came up with the idea to say, hey, we can do that. And we started that's how we actually started getting into it.
Cool.
And how I came up with the name.
The name.
It's like I had to come up with something, catchy. And it's like, let's see, we live in the thumb of Michigan, and we're a paranormal society, so thumbs.
Yeah.
And it's like we wear our shirts, and lately it's like people think it says Trump.
Oh, no. Oh,
It's
no.
like, no, that's an H.
Yeah, it's an H, not a. So, do you have other people on your team that go out with you, or is it just you guys?
Yeah, yes, we do.
We have.
It's all volunteers, though.
Okay.
Nobody earns any money from this. All of our investigations are done for free, but we do accept donations.
Oh, yes.
It helps us with gas and equipment and things
Mhm.
like that.
For the
Oh,
record,
yeah.
so do we. So if you're listening and you want to donate, pizza is always accepted.
Well, we did an investigation down in Fort Gratiot, and the people down there actually bought pizza for us and donated $100 to us too. So
Nice.
that was really cool.
That was very cool. So, do you just what kind of equipment? When you say equipment, what do you have that you guys use?
Oh,
We have a couple, what do you call those things? Recorders, right?
We have recorders, night vision cameras, full spectrum cameras. We have a laser grid camera,
Regular cameras,
regular still digital cameras,
Oh, wow.
EMF detector, and a K2.
and we have a ghost box.
Okay, I've heard of those.
Sorry, when you guys were listening to all that stuff, I'm like, I wonder if they have a proton pack.
That's what you're gonna call.
Well, I mean, we were invited to speak on the morning show of WHNN this past Halloween,
Oh,
Nice.
Very cool.
and so we had to be there at 7:00 in the morning. So it was a 5:30 wake up,
Of course.
and we're coming through Greece, and we got on 96. And they said, "Oh yeah, we've got investigators coming." Blah blah blah. And song right after it was Ghostbusters.
Oh, jeez. Wow. It's preparing you for it.
Great movie.
Well, what's
Yeah.
usually who you think of when you You're gonna call. I mean,
I
you
was
know.
there when the original Ghostbusters came out. I loved that movie.
I love the original too.
Yes, me too.
And part 2 was even better.
Well, actually, part 2 kind of left me like, huh? Scratching my head there. I like Rick Moranis, great guy.
Oh yeah.
I just love
Good
anything Bill Murray.
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
So do you guys have some investigations coming up, or not currently? See, so
No.
you guys can call them.
Right? Yeah, we
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
It's not
finished-
this weekend.
We just finished up a local investigation, and we're going through the evidence right now.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Lots. How many hours do you guys generally, record, or how long are you usually there?
A lot of it depends on the location. Sometimes, I mean, we've left locations at 6 o'clock in the morning. Others we've left at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Just
It
depending on activity.
depends on the
It
activity.
depends on where we are, who's
And-
there.
Yeah, and because we come from all over, Lisa and I are the only ones located here in Caro. Everybody else has to come in.
You're right. Right.
So
No, the time of the day, does it depend, like whether it's day or night?
not really, but we usually do our investigations at night because it's better for the night vision camera and the full spectrum camera.
Okay.
It's also quieter usually.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Less outside noise and things.
Yeah, because you can easily contaminate a recording
Right.
with a bunch of noise.
Yeah. Now, have you had one of your people that help you out, like, swear up and down that it was an actual ghost, and you guys are like, no, it's something in the wall, or, have you ever had anybody?
Not exactly, but we have been to some places people swear up and down that there's something going on, and we haven't caught anything.
Yeah.
Nothing on video, nothing on recording, nothing on still. No, absolutely. I mean, pardon the pun, it was a dead place.
Right. Right.
Shy ghosts.
Yeah. I mean, ghosts don't come out, they'll
Right.
come out when they want to.
Right. Have you guys ever I heard that the Gilligan's in Kansas City.
That's
You
one
guys
of
been
our
there?
We've
top
done
places.
we've
Really?
done Gilligan's twice.
Oh wow.
I used to work for Gilligan's too. So,
So did you guys find anything?
both times, two totally different things.
Oh wow.
Really?
And we're not the only team who's done it.
No
There's
kidding.
been like about 5 or 6 teams that's investigated, and each team's come up with something different.
Wow.
Really?
Different
We've
activity.
gotten voices. We had. Did we ever get a apparition?
No, we didn't get an apparition there, but we have been. People have been touched. We were in the
Oh yeah, I
main
got
bar.
touched. That's right.
Yeah, well, we were in the main bar. Some of us are down at one end, and Lisa's by herself going towards the bar, and all of a sudden you hear this big old loud slam coming from the bar, and there's nobody by the bar.
And I go,
And- And I used to work with a guy there. He said he was closing down the bar. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's in the bar, and this little old lady comes from the restaurant part, from the back, comes into the bar and goes back. And she did it and she was an apparition.
Oh.
So
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
So he's
Yeah.
calling somebody else on the phone saying, "Can you come here and help me close down the bar?"
Yeah, I've heard stories of that place being haunted,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I didn't know if it was just like drunken rambling or
Oh no!
if it was
The
or not.
previous owner, Mike, actually had a picture hanging on the wall of one of the ghost pictures that was caught.
Oh wow.
So what's
He's
the
proud of
history
it.
of that place? Why is there so much activity?
Well, it was basically it was a
hotel.
it was a hotel at one time.
Okay.
Way back in the day, the hotel part was supposedly a house of ill repute.
Okay.
And it eventually did catch fire up there, and there are people who have been known to have died up there. Another man committed suicide in the men's
That's what I
bathroom. I happened to actually meet the brother-in-law of the guy who committed suicide there.
I
Wow.
think my aunt was actually working there when that happened, and if I recall, I could be wrong, but they wanted her to go in there and take care of,
Cleaning it up.
I don't know. I
and
don't
she
know about that.
never went back.
Oh, I wouldn't think so.
But yeah, I
That's
mean,
not in my pay grade.
Gilligan's was very active, same as the Garfield Inn
Where's
in
that?
Port Austin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful place.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Lisa caught one of our best pictures there. You want to explain
Well,
it
I
to
took a picture. I was in the. Was that the? Not the
him?
lobby.
The lobby. Yeah, we were in the lounge.
That
Lounge
wasn't.
area.
Whatever. Anyway, I was taking pictures, and when I looked at them later, I actually caught what appeared to be man and a woman in period dress looking back in the window. I mean, it's just whitish, but you can see that they are dressed old style.
Wow.
And they're just standing there, and it's like, yeah, look at this. So, yeah, that's one of my primo pictures.
We'll have to get some of those pictures from you if you don't mind to post them up. So
Don't mind.
cool.
I think we actually have that picture on our Facebook.
Oh, okay.
On
Yeah,
our
you
Facebook
can-
page
They do
too.
have a Facebook page.
So now, what do you guys do once you've actually caught something on tape or caught something in a picture or on video? When you go back to the people going, yeah, you guys are legit because we found something.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll everything we find, recordings, pictures, or whatever, to help say that there's something going on. We'll put it on a disc and we'll give it to the people so they can say, yeah, see, we have proof. We have proof.
We aren't crazy. We have a lot of people that say, I don't want to be, they think they're crazy, and you go and you say, no, you're not crazy. And it's like the down in Brown City, we got a picture drawn for us by the mother of the house. Okay. And it's a really nice picture. And her little note said, thanks for making or letting us know we aren't crazy.
Nice.
Because
Yeah.
we caught probably about 30, 35 EVPs in that place.
Is that the manor where you can go and?
Oh,
No, this was a
a
private home
private
way
home.
out in the country.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Have you guys been to that one? The manor there?
The Bruce
No,
Mansion?
Bruce Mansion,
No,
no.
but
Cost
I know.
money.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
get into it though.
Yeah. We've been. I went there with my family.
Did you?
I'd
Mhm.
love to see it. It kind of reminds me of the old Bates Motel home. Every time I see it.
It's nice in there too, actually, but it was pretty busy. I
Mhm.
would say. Well, the first I'd say 4 or 5 hours, there wasn't really anything going on, but as later it got, there was more stuff that kind of happened. So
Mhm.
it was interesting.
There's a lot of places we'd like to go, but they cost money.
Right.
So
Yeah, they're like, oh, we have equipment for you guys. You guys can, so that was kind of like, is this really real or
You're right. Right.
You know.
So it's like I'll trust my own
set up,
equipment first.
right, right.
You can easily fake a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, and that's and I think that's a lot of where people come from with kind of being skeptical about things, as because you can
That's-
doctor pictures
That's
and
definitely where my skepticism comes
well,
from.
skepticism is actually welcome in our group.
Right.
I think-
We have 2 psychics with us.
excuse me.
I'm skeptical of psychics, but they're more of a
They're
sensitive
genuine.
type, and we're good friends. And they know the fact of, okay, we have something here. I can feel them. They're talking to me, but if we don't catch it on video or on a recording,
Right.
we can't use it as evidence.
right.
Well, and that's what's really turned me off on reality TV with, TAPS
Yeah,
and all these
I
other
never-
shows because it's all scripted.
Right.
And it's like, come on, how can anybody believe
It's
that?
either I mean, a lot of it is genuine reaction,
Right.
But it's the production team
Right.
using
Right.
those code words, and it's like, oh, go to channel 13. There's no channel 13 on the walkie. That's just code for throw a rock or something.
right.
Right. Yeah, well, we've actually met 2 people who used to be with TAPS, Kristen Gartland and Dustin Perry,
Okay.
up at the first paranormal convention up in Sault Ste. Marie.
Nice.
So yeah, and Dustin said, he goes, I just got tired of what was going on, so I went back to just doing things for personal things.
Right.
So
Well, and that's the thing is I'm sure anybody, if you talk to on the street, knows that there are things that go bump in the night.
right.
Can you explain them? Can
Wow.
you debunk them? Well, depends. I mean,
Right.
how much
There's-
time do you have?
There's a lot of things that go bump in the night. Tree branches against windows,
Right.
That's
the
true. Yeah.
wind.
Tim
Creaky-
walking into a wall.
Yeah, walking into a wall, looking through the night vision. Yep, it's happened. True
That
story.
would be me. That would be me. Did someone be like, oh, I heard that. Did you hear that?
Well, the thing about it is that, I mean, if I do something like that happens, she posts it on our Google page as a blooper.
Oh,
See, I find it's like the paranormal stuff. It's fun, but I just can't get behind a lot of like the false science behind it and stuff. For me, it's like
Yeah, how does
That's a
that
big
factor
turn-off.
in?
False science.
No, the science part of it.
Well, the science part of it is like, well, a lot of it depends. I mean, a lot of it's on faith. And if I see something appear in front of me that wasn't there 2 seconds ago, then disappear in a snap, it's like, okay, that was a ghost. I mean, it's just one of those things that a lot of people don't believe in things like that until something happens to them.
Right.
I used to work with a guy who was a massive skeptic. until he had a pot thrown at him from a rack and hit him on top of the head
Well,
at Gilligan's.
that would definitely change my point of view.
So yeah, and since then it's like, oh man, I believe it now. And another guy, the guy who used to work, he was janitor. He was a big skeptic. Stuff always kept on getting moved, and he actually screamed he said, "Leave my blankety blank stuff alone," and he wound up getting scratched, and
Really?
it burned. And he said, "Okay, we're good."
So now,
wow.
in your guys' travels and discoveries, is there much difference between ghosts, demons, ghouls, any of that stuff?
A lot of difference between ghosts and demons.
How do you determine that? Obviously.
Well, I mean, that's a lot. Once again, if you get something during the investigation that's demonic, we're leaving.
We aren't
We're not
prepared for
demonologists.
that. We don't
No,
do demon stuff.
Right.
we don't do demons.
We haven't had to either.
Now, have you guys come across any of that?
We think we might have, and we've actually
Set
set
it
this
up to
person
somebody
somebody who handles that kind of stuff,
Gotcha.
because we won't touch it.
So you do have somebody else that you guys can call.
Yeah,
on
we have lots of people we can
That's cool.
contact and to help out other people.
Who are you gonna call?
I knew
Not
when I
Thumps.
said that was what was going to happen. I knew it. I set you up for that.
I mean, and there's some times where we got a call from a person over on the western side of the state, and it's like, okay, this is what's happening. It's like, okay, well, look, we are this many hours away from you.
Right.
This is your local paranormal group. Contact them. They'll be able to help you a lot quicker.
Gotcha.
So
Cool.
that's what happens. You hook up with all these other paranormal groups and everything like that, and you become friends with them. Just like the people on the Edson. 90% of them are paranormal investigators from various groups around the state.
Now, is there a lot of that overlapping, like understanding the whole demonology part behind it and the ghost part behind it all? Or do you guys are specific or specialists in certain areas, and then you just call on somebody else for, hey, this is what I'm dealing with?
Right. Yeah. I mean, if we come up with something that we can't handle, that it was like, okay, hey, this is really, really bad. It's like, okay, I've got, a pentagram in front of me now on fire. It's like, we're calling somebody else.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm out.
It's when in doubt, get the hell out.
Yeah.
See, I'm open to be convinced, but I'm just so skeptical about everything, man.
Well,
Everything in
like I
general,
said,
yes.
skepticism is welcome. I mean, we have debunked some other places. On the one place, the house in Brown City, as a matter of fact, one of our investigators at the time happened to work in construction and house construction, and they were worried about, because some certain lights were flickering on and off, and he did some stuff jumping around, was making lights flicker off and off. So we were able to debunk that. That
Right.
was not paranormal. It was something that could have happened normally.
So it was like a short in the wiring or
Yeah,
something?
something like that.
Gotcha.
I think
But-
the human brain is so easily manipulated by without even really trying, with priming and stuff. I used as an example, back when Christians were trying to get rid of rock and roll by playing records backwards.
Oh yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you're like, oh, did you hear that? It's just said Hail Satan. And when you listen to it, it's like, oh, it is saying Hail Satan. So it's
Right,
because
yeah.
you've been primed now to believe
Right,
that
yeah.
it's saying Hail Satan.
That's one of the things. When we get an EVP, Lisa, either one of us will find it. We'll say, okay, listen to this. What do you hear? But when we present it to the client, we let them draw their own conclusion. We don't tell them what we think we hear.
Right.
They said, okay, wait a second, I heard that. It sounded like this. It's like, you know what? That's what we thought too.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's probably the best way to go about it. That's what I would do anyway. Because then, like you said, with the priming, if you say that, then they're like, oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's very easily to, if you hear something, say, well, this is what I'm hearing. And your brain's going to say, you listen and listen. Oh, yeah, that might be what you're hearing.
I guess I just always have an explanation for everything. I feel
Well,
like.
that's what we look for.
The whole thing with Ouija boards and stuff. I've never bought into that. It's all garbage. To
Won't
me.
touch it.
It's do you know the science behind it?
Not really, but I do know
It's
I do know, and I know of people, and I do know because at one time when I was a little kid, we had one things happened. It's like, nope.
It's actually really interesting. There's these things that your body and your brain tells your body to do without realizing
you can
it.
actually move it by yourself.
The Chevron's pendulum. Yeah.
That's why you put it on a tripod and you don't touch it.
It's they're called idiomotor responses.
Right.
For those of you listening,
I know about those.
When you put everybody has their hands on the what is, I don't know what it's called, the
Planchette.
Planchette.
It's called a planchette.
Okay. Well, when everybody has their hands on it, they don't realize that they're moving it. So you're blaming your friend for moving it,
Right.
and your friend is blaming you for moving it, and you don't realize that you're both moving it.
Right.
Without your body's just doing it naturally.
But
and it's fascinating.
But okay, example, the person we met, Kristen Gartland, used to be with TAPS. During her talk to everybody, she said she messed around with one and actually brought up a demon that's still haunting her down. And that's one of the reasons why she left TAPS and everything. And she's teamed up with John Zaffis, who is the godfather of demonology.
Right.
And she goes, people are asking her about demons. She goes, talk to Zaffis.
She want nothing to do with it.
Right. Because of her experience. And,
Right.
and at that time, she said it was still out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, thank you. I know that I had a little bit of an experience with it. I went to my friend's house and they kept on having these windows, this one particular window that kept on breaking. And I thought, well, you got your window open, it's going to fall down. There's a reason for it, whatever. So we're sitting there, we're all sitting around and it's nighttime. And I'm just like, oh, come on, you guys, knock it off. It's just a little old lady, big deal. Because there was a lady that used to live there. I knew her. She was my neighbor. And so we're sitting there and there's this huge shelf behind me, like all the way up to the wall. They had rocks and different stuff on it. Here it comes falling. And it missed my head probably by like 2 inches.
Wow.
And I was
okay.
nowhere near it to make it fall. I wasn't rocking in a chair or nothing. It just went right past my head and the rocks went past me.
I think that's the hardest thing about being a skeptic is like when your friends tell you stories and stuff, and you don't want to be skeptical and like make them believe that you don't believe them or whatever. But it's just hard to really buy into. I mean, I've had my own experiences and quotations. That I'm like that I freaked myself out, oh man, the radio just changed radio stations. But being me, the guy that when growing up, like since I was a kid, I would take things apart mechanically just to look at them, and so I took it apart. It's short wired, so
yeah, that used to happen at my mom's radio too, but it was like chanting. It freaked me out.
Well, I mean,
Every
but
time.
the thing about it is talk about like Heather's experience. How would you debunk that? Nobody's by the shelf. Here they come.
Again, and no offense, but I mean, I can't.
Right.
For all I know, you're making it up, and like that's nothing
We're
against you.
We're gonna fight.
It's nothing against you.
Sorry.
But how I can't take a third party.
Well, and I get where you're coming from, and I
Explanation
understand.
from
Like, it's good to question things. It's good to
Right.
try to debunk things. I mean, if you
It's
didn't,
like
I would wonder.
It's like the thing with our friend that was in the car accident.
Mhm.
The guy, the passerby that saw the accident said he went like 20 feet in the air and then was just gently set on the ground. It's like, did he really go 20 feet in the air? First of all, it's hard to judge distance.
Right.
Like most people have a really hard time judging distance, and it's like, I don't know that person. Like,
Right.
For all I know, they're full of shit.
Then again, you can have two people see the exact same thing, and you get two different stories.
Right.
It's just a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
I've just never had any experience that has warranted me going, yes, for sure.
Well, like I said, what blew it for me that one time was I heard the dog yiped. My girlfriend heard the dog yipe, and he went flying across the floor and hit the wall. I was on a chair away from him, and I was the only one in the house. I have no explanation for that.
Right.
How about those faces?
Oh, faces peeking around stuff flying off the table. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and for me, it's like I've been home alone and spooked myself out by what I believe is just priming my own brain because the lights are off and I watch too many scary movies. And so like now I'm expecting to hear and see things, and when you're telling your brain that there's something off, you're going to see things and you're going to hear things that you could probably explain but
When you're-
again,
when you're thinking
no
properly.
offense to you, like
No problem.
it's just how like
He gets that though. Like he said, they
Yeah.
welcome skeptics.
Yeah, I mean,
You
if
know?
you if somebody can explain something that could be possibly something else, one that helps us out because okay, we've debunked this. It could be this,
Mhm.
so we can't say it's paranormal.
Right.
So once you get rid of all the get rid of all the explainable stuff, and you're left with the unexplainable stuff, that's when you start getting into okay, what could this be?
Mhm.
Is this paranormal? And the like. It's like, am I actually hearing somebody saying "get out"?
Right.
and like I think it goes hand in hand with like religion and stuff for me is like I'm not saying there are not ghosts.
Right.
I'm just saying that I don't think there's any real solid proof for me anyway that there are ghosts.
Right.
Well,
or
it's
not.
fine.
And that happens, I mean, everybody's different when they're, their thoughts and the way that things go.
Because for all I know, I'm gonna talk all this smack and then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna get a pot thrown at me from across the room and it's not gonna be my girlfriend this time.
This time.
And it won't be solid throwing it at you either.
And that's what's messed up about it is that, I mean, I'm on both sides of the fence because I've had a lot of questionable stuff happen to me growing up. And in the same token, I've explained most of it away because when you sit back and you paint a memory how you want to paint it to just kind of pacify it. But when you go back and you think about it, okay, this was going on here, this was going on there. And like you said, from multiple perspectives, talking to people that were there during that event, it's like, okay, did this really happen? Or was this just my imagination running wild with it?
Overactive imagination.
Right. And then there's things that you just
We're
can't explain.
we're nerds. It's gonna happen.
Right.
Right.
We want to believe superheroes are real.
Well, aren't they?
Wait
Hey.
a minute.
I used to wear a cape when I was in the service.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well,
Joey
according to
wears all
Edna
kinds of
Mode,
weird stuff.
no capes.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. So probably Joey would be a good investigator because he's so skeptical.
Well, I mean, yeah,
That's what Emily said.
Yeah.
we'd welcome you on an investigation.
Wow.
Wow.
So is that an invite to take him out with you guys when you go
Yeah.
out?
If we ever get a darn investigation,
Yeah, if we get an investigation and we think it's going to be really, really good, we'll give you a call.
All right, our listeners out there, go ahead. And if you know someplace that has got some serious stuff going on, we want to send our own personal Joey out there to
Yeah.
debunk it with these guys.
That would be interesting. Someone have to film you because I want to hear like all the different commentary.
Is
well, that
Is
would
it
mean you
okay
guys
to-
get to come along too.
Well, there we go.
What was that, Joey?
Is it okay to talk shit to the ghosts?
Only
That's
if we don't.
provoking.
Oh, we do provoke every now and then,
But
but
I
that's
mean-
usually after we've been there for a few hours and
Right.
we're not getting anything.
I mean, I feel like provoking would be the best way to finally change my mind about
Okay,
things.
Yeah.
I just want to get a
there's-
pot thrown
okay.
at you.
There's two things.
I would believe if a pot came out of nowhere and hit me, I would definitely.
Okay,
I would definitely
if you provoke a spirit, you're going to get two things. You're either going to get a response, or they're just going to ignore you.
Yeah.
So
That sounds like me.
provoking is like the last thing we'll do.
It'd be Spirit Joey.
I mean, we have provoked. I have sworn. We were teaming up with a team from Bay City to do the Burtis House in Watersville. You know that brick house on
Yep.
Remington Road.
I know right where that's at.
It's a beautiful house. The people who own it are wonderful. He's a former Marine.
Hoorah.
And we're good friends with them, and we were out there in the slaughterhouse.
Nice.
The night we did it, 3 people got scratched being out in that slaughterhouse. I got scratched just going out there during the daytime.
See, that's why I'd be curious to go out there, not only at the nighttime, but during the daytime, to see what the difference is. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, you said about the noise pollution and stuff that's going on,
Mhm.
but to me, and Joey and I have talked about this a little bit. If a ghost is going to show up, it doesn't matter whether it's light or dark
Oh,
outside.
no,
exactly.
they do it on their own time.
Yeah, they'll do it when they want to.
That was the thing that always like kind of made me laugh about those paranormal investigation shows, where like they would turn the lights off, and I'm like, when has an investigation been helped by turning the lights off? Like
Well-
to me, like that's just getting rid of one of your senses. Like I feel like that would hurt the investigation.
Well, like I said, we use night vision and full spectrum, and these are best in low light situations.
I guess it just always seemed kind of goofy to me. No offense, but like night vision cameras have a tendency, or infrared even, of like kind of distorting visuals a little bit. So wouldn't it be
Actually-
better to just use like a high definition camera in the daytime or with the lights on, and you'd be able to pick up more, I feel like.
Do you guys pick up a lot of stuff during the daytime, or you just pretty much do night?
We've always done night.
We've always done night. We've never really picked anything up during the day, but depending on what piece of equipment you're talking about, what we found at a house in a regular house in Port Austin, I don't think it would have appeared and shown itself what we caught on our laser grid if the lights were on, because our laser grid detects shadows, and shadows that pass through the grid. And if you've got a light on, you can't see the grid through the camera.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just think a lot of it for me, it's what is it, the EMF, is that what
EMF,
the little
yeah,
it beeps or whatever?
Yeah, it detects electromagnetic fields.
Yeah, so that for me, I don't understand where the science comes from that links ghosts to magnets.
Okay, well, basically it just detects energy fluctuations. Every living dead thing put off a certain kind of energy. And
She snorted. That's awesome.
Yes, she did. And when you're using an EMF, I mean, one, you're checking to see what the standard EMF of the room is, because we did a bowling alley, and I just took out the thing and turned it on just to make sure the lights were going, and it was already pegging too. It was because of all the overhead, power, lines and everything. And it's like, well, this is going to be useless.
Yeah.
And but there are times where, or our last investigation, we're by some things that no electricity at all, nothing. And you're going by and you've got your one light. The next thing you got a steady 2 lights. And it's like, okay, going around. Okay, it ends there. Okay, it's back on. And there was basically a field in a circle, and that we found. And it's like, we can't explain it because there's no power to where it was. And again, we were walking down the other side of the road, and we came as, one step one way, one step another way. You got one light, but right in the middle, there was a steady. There was something that was giving off some kind of energy that our equipment was picking up. And once again, there wasn't any outlets or poorly, shielded power boxes or anything. So it's like, I mean, we have no explanation for it.
I'm just curious as to where that comes from, though. Like, who is the first person to think, of using a tool like that for?
Well, back, I mean, if you look back during the early days of ghost hunting, I guess, way back in the early 20s, when 99.9% of it was fake.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you, Houdini.
Houdini was great.
He was a badass, man.
A lot of the psychics and the seances and stuff, he would debunk.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he would go through and give away all their secrets and stuff.
Yeah, but it was at that point, I think about that point in time, that's when science came into it, and they started discovering. You see, I don't know if you've ever seen the old picture of the maple leaf under the light, and it's giving off an aura.
Oh, no.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you guys, is those aura cameras. I mean,
Right,
obviously, they don't, it's not determined based off of light in the room. How come more people are not using those aura cameras, walking around in a dark place to see what energy is given off? Because if you're looking down a hallway, there's going to be certain auras. Now, if something interrupts that because it's a spook or a demon or whatever, you're going to see some interesting colors.
Probably, yeah. But number one, I wouldn't know how much those things cost.
Right.
They probably cost a pretty penny.
Well, and I've just been curious, because to me that there's a little bit more of a solid science, so to speak.
Right, yeah. And like I said, I believe that's when things started coming in about, using actual equipment to detect these things, instead of somebody saying that I can feel this. Now, me, okay, I don't claim myself to be psychic, but I am a bit empathic.
Mhm.
I can sense things in an area because I'll get a certain feeling and say, okay, I know something's here. Let's see if we can catch it.
You don't think that's just your brain priming you
No.
for that situation?
No, because I've had it all my life.
And I don't have it at all.
Right.
I'll say I've had it all my life. I've always been able to tell when somebody's lying to me, or like in school, it's like all my friends, they're having a real crappy day, but on the outside, they're ha la 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 la.
But you
And
can
I
tell.
don't read body language either.
Mhm.
And it's just like they get to me, it's like, okay, hey, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. You're lying.
Mhm. I usually do that too, so I know how that feels.
So
Be like,
you know,
hey, is something so and so okay? Yeah, they're fine.
I think maybe they're just bad liars.
Probably.
well, no, all I'm saying is that I am a bit empathic. I actually had somebody read me and say it too.
Yeah.
But and I'll take that person's word for it. But it explained to me why I felt certain things a certain way, why, you know, things were different about me, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right. I have
mean,
somebody
I'm
in.
not psychic at all.
I have somebody in chat that says that they are sensitive, and 2 of their 4 kids are.
Well, that's cool. I mean, well, our 2 psychics are a mother-daughter team.
Oh, okay.
So it happens.
I just have a really hard time believing in psychics.
We're gonna have to take you out.
I guess. Like,
And like I said before, like, you know, everybody's different. They're not gonna believe everything instantly. And that I don't see where there's a problem if you don't believe. But like he said too, a lot of people have been skeptical until they actually see it.
I think send me and Keith out there.
Oh gosh.
I'd say, you know, like I
You
mean,
know?
I've met some psychics people claim they're psychic, and I was not impressed.
Right.
It's like
One of them is a TV personality,
Mm,
and I do
Yeah.
not like this
Sylvia
guy.
Brown.
no. it's a
No,
guy.
no.
It's a guy.
It's a guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I swear he is. But you know, I don't like him. So I mean, I didn't really talk to him. I spoke to him a couple times, but he seemed more self-absorbed than anything to me.
Mhm.
It's like, well, my nose is up at you because you're visiting me and I'm this great psychic person.
every time I hear psychic, I think of 2 things. One, the lady off of Poltergeist,
Psych.
and 2, was it Patricia Arquette from Median?
I think of the
Medium.
TV show Psych.
Psych,
It's
yes.
a good show.
Yeah.
But
Have you guys investigated here in Cairo? Any
Mhm.
places?
Oh yeah, we've investigated a few businesses and some private homes. The one business I know we can talk about because he doesn't care was the Strand.
Nice.
Okay. I was curious about that.
There are all sorts of tunnels that are under that place that go.
I want to
To
go
wherever.
I want to go to those.
What? This is wow.
You didn't know that?
I
This
didn't know
town
this.
used to be have tunnels all
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah, they're all bomb
Really?
shelters.
There's
Holy crap,
you know
that's
that
cool.
you know that
Yeah.
it's that
Creepy but cool.
you know that big house across from the post office with the in-ground pool and stuff.
Oh yeah, the Moore Mansion.
Yeah, there's supposedly the tunnels go under there too.
Yep.
It
Wow.
wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I guess that's
Huh.
like one of the cellar
Are they
doors or
open?
whatever.
Are these tunnels still open, or they haven't?
No, they're pretty much blocked off. I
Yeah.
mean, but
We were able to climb down or crawl back in. And
into
Wow.
into one of them
Under
and
the-
see how 3 of them branched off. It's like one of them actually was it
How
was 2
far
tunnels that went out, and one was underneath the stage in the Strand.
How far did
okay.
you guys go in there?
As far as we could. But like I said, the 2 tunnels Ryan and I, he's one of our investigators, came up to were blocked. I mean, we were looking kind of like through slats,
Blocked by what?
wood and brick.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I was wondering that too. Like if it was just like crumbled or. Yeah.
nothing a little
There
pure
goes my
force
mind.
can't fix.
Gosh.
That's why you and Keith are doing
Send
that.
me and Keith down there with some sledgehammers. We'll get through it.
Well, you'll be
Yeah, but
delusional from working
it was kind of creepy, but you know, and it was like it was very confining.
Yeah.
See, I'm definitely interested by this kind of stuff. I always liked like urban exploration and stuff like that. I've done a lot of that kind of
The
stuff.
cities of the underground.
But like I've always wanted to go in like the catacombs of France. And check
Yes.
that
Oh
out.
yeah, the ones with all the bones in it,
Yeah, for sure.
all the skulls.
Yep.
You know,
You would
may-
just
I,
think
I'm like
that it
one.
would
I'm
be.
like one of those people though that like I'm the skeptic that would go down there and then never come back. Because I'm just like, there's no such thing as demons, and then go down there and be devoured by a demon.
Yeah.
We named the dog Indiana.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's cool.
Carol's got a lot of stuff going on with it.
Like that old church
Which one?
on Joyce Street.
Oh, the Taka building.
Yeah.
Yes, we've been trying to get into that place.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've spoken to people who used to go in there all the time. I've been in there a handful of times,
I would
Yeah.
and it's
go in there
always
with you.
felt strange.
We'll go in there with you.
Yeah, we'll go in there.
Got to get permission from Taka though.
What we'd really like to do is go out to Caro Center.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
yeah.
Cottage
Cottage
number?
18.
Yep.
Everybody tells me Cottage 18, but the thing about it is, I contacted them, and
State.
it's the state said no, we can't do it. Liability.
Yep.
It's like, and I told them, I said, my team will sign waivers, keeping, not making you liable. We just want to go see this place.
Right? Like those the other old buildings that are
Right,
out there.
right,
Those creep
yeah.
me out just looking at them. See, I would be like a terrible paranormal investigator. I'd be
My
like,
mom-
yes, that is.
My mom used to work out to the
I
state.
believe
She's
that.
like,
Oh, yeah?
she used to work at Cottage 14.
Oh yeah.
So she's like, yeah, I've seen some things when I've had to come in really early in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
3, 4 o'clock, always at like the witching hour or whatever it is.
I used to work at an antique mall over in Cass City, and I'd go down there and work on eBay stuff at night. Oh my god, it creeped me out so
Oh,
bad.
This
the
is
one
why-
right there on Main Street.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
the main one. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
it's not there anymore, but yeah.
Lisa bought one of her dolls from that place. It was like
Mm.
we walked into the back, and she goes, "There's this old, like, what about 1920s? About how old was that doll?"
I don't know which doll you're talking about. I have so many.
Well, anyways, I mean, it was like beat up. I mean, it just looked terrible. There wasn't even a price on it, but it was for sale, and we picked it up for $15. And it's the one you tried to
Annabelle?
restore.
Oh,
I always thought it was wood, but you said it was composition.
composition. You're not talking about Eleanor.
No, not
She
Eleanor.
came from eBay.
She
No.
creepy too.
Oh yeah.
Dolls creep me out. I'm not
I
even
love
gonna
my
lie.
You
house.
wouldn't like our house then.
Well, my grandma, she used to do the kilns. She'd have the doll heads that weren't finished, no paint on them, no eyes, no nothing. She had this huge shelf, and they would just sit there right as you walked into the down into the basement. And I was like, "Yep, I don't think so."
I think this is why it's like, I feel like it's better to be maybe oblivious or skeptical, is because like I don't get scared
Yeah.
by things like that. Like I
Yeah.
can go down in a dark, dank basement
Nope.
and not feel.
Well, I
and
could go
I'm
down
just
in
to
one
me,
too.
I'm just like it just smells bad.
I can go down into places like that and you not feel anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I'm at an investigation, I'm looking and I'm concentrating on this. Okay, where okay, they heard a sound over here. What could make that sound?
Spiders.
Yuck. No, thank you. See, that's another reason. I'm scared of. Okay, let's just face it. I'm scared of everything. My shadow. All
Hey,
of
Heather.
Well, then you would. Listen, we did the one of the antique malls in Bay City,
Mm.
and it was it's kind of funny, but it made my heart go kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. I'm looking through our night vision camera, and all I have is this little 3-inch screen in front of me, and I'm oblivious to everything around me. I mean, because it's black.
Yeah.
And I turned around this one wall, and next thing I see is 2 glowing eyes. Jump back, I said an expletive. Turned out to be a 3-foot walking doll from like 1968, which is now in our living room.
Her name is Molly, and she's
She's a
mine.
sweetheart.
I have to meet you guys. Like, if we go on an investigation, you take Kim, I'll meet you wherever we're going, just not at your place. That
then
doll's
we
almost
usually-
as tall as me. No thanks.
No, we usually hook up wherever we're going with
Yeah.
everybody. So.
Right, yeah, and sometimes a lot of it depends. Sometimes we'll all climb into our car and we'll go.
Yeah.
Just like we did in Lapeer.
Here's a question for you guys. Obviously, different places. I'm assuming with the stuff that you guys have done, like in a say 10-mile radius, you've got activity 3 or 4 houses all kind of in a row.
Mhm.
Now I know, like over in the Cape Hack area and some place like that, there's those energy ley lines that run
Right.
all through Michigan.
Right.
How much activity have you guys had in places like that?
I know about the ley lines, but I don't know where they are, so I couldn't really answer that one question properly
Okay.
because of lack of knowledge.
Right.
What's that one? It's like a satanic bridge or something in America. I don't know even.
Are you talking about the one in Michigan where the lady died or something like that? And if you drive over the bridge, if you stop, you're supposed to hear her crying from underneath the bridge.
I thought it was in like Philly or something. I don't
Well,
know.
there's plenty of places that got stories like that.
Mm-hmm. And is that something that really that
I wanna
makes
do
you
it.
want to go and investigate them because you
wanna-
hear these stories?
Yeah. That's what led us up to the campground in St. Ignace because they
Tiki.
discovered a Indian burial ground.
Oh,
I want to
so-
go to like an asylum or something.
yeah.
Oh, so do we. Trans-Allegheny would be nice, but it's far
I
away.
also look for the one up in Traverse City. I don't know how the cops group out of Cass City got up there, but because last we had heard it was forbidden for investigators to go into.
Wow. Because
they're cops.
asbestos. Oh, cops.
Yeah, cops.
actual
Well,
cops.
they call themselves cops. They're actual police officers, but they're paranormal investigators.
Nice.
So how much feeds into urban legend of where you guys go and investigate? Because I mean, obviously there's stories that are rich and full of interesting things in every area you go, I assume. How much urban legend feeds into that? Because like, out of the state, how many people have escaped and killed people and whatever.
Actually, when it comes to urban legend, I mean, we don't, pour much into it. People contact us, say, hey, I got this happening. This is what's happened. It's like, what do you think it is? It's like, well, for us to figure it out, we've got to go do an investigation.
Right.
And we
It's like
haven't
you-
been to any places that, like they have the haunted books where, you have Trans-Allegheny,
Yeah.
Lunatic Asylum, all those ones. One can't afford to go. We'd love to go, but we can't.
Right.
So the places we've been are places that we could call them virgins, maybe,
Right.
because we're like the first and only people that have gone in, like the house in Brown City,
Right.
the place in Port Austin where we caught the shadows in that grid.
Two of
Those
them.
were just, well, I said shadows, plural.
Right.
It's like, we don't have the big name places, but we get some pretty awesome stuff from what we've gone to. So
So do you guys do like other research about like the places that you're going to, about like the homes or whatever?
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of times the homeowner will have said, okay, the house was built in this year. This person owned it. This person supposedly died in it. A lot of times they'll give us this stuff, and they'll contact us. And when we're setting it up, it's like, okay, until we get there, keep a journal. Time, what happened, where, because anything that'll help us set up, is appreciated.
So it's a lot of the research, history, doing some forensics work, obviously, before you go into a place, so you can kind of have an idea of, okay, like you said, over here they heard a disturbance, or this person lived in it. This house is built in 1865 or something like that.
Right.
So that way, you cover all the bases before you get there.
Yeah, a lot of times the homeowner would have already done that.
Okay.
Because they're, then they'll call us. Not many have not done any kind of research. I mean, but we do some research. The Burtis House, they did as much research as they could do, and we did as much as we could do. And basically, the research they did and we did, overlapped each other.
Nice.
So, I mean, it was like we found out the same stuff they did.
That's cool.
I got a couple questions in the chat. Noelle asks, so do you go all over to investigate, or do you go to places when asked, or do you just search out places on your own?
we have a PR person, we call her. She finds places for us. And we've had people that have cold called us and we go. But we've been as far north as St. Ignace, as far south so far anyway, as Fort Gratiot. So if we can work it out with our work schedules and stuff, what we do is set up an investigation ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
We try to meet with the person prior to that investigation and have walkthrough done on, and show us what they're talking about, and then schedule the thing, because we have to get our investigators, everybody on the same page and in the same,
so
so that we can all be there.
Right.
So,
So
So do you guys have like a business line or something for
Yes.
people to call you?
Yes, and it's all on our Facebook page, Thumb of Michigan Paranormal Society.
All right. So
It's my phone number.
whenever Heather posts that on our page, you guys can go and look at that.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I have another question. Do the psychics get the background information before as well? Or do you guys just take them in without them knowing?
They go in without them knowing.
Yeah,
They don't need to know. They
Right.
they just.
Well, we'll tell them, say, hey, we're going to do this place. I mean, if they do some research on their own, that's fine. But most of the time they don't. They'll go in because they know that they've got to be
Clear.
uncontaminated
Right.
with the information.
Yeah, and I think that's where the the person asking the question was going with it. And also, do you venture out of state?
We have
Not yet.
Not yet. Because you guys do just on donation. You guys don't have an actual fund for.
No,
Right.
no.
Okay.
Everything we do is out of pocket.
And
Right.
my car is almost at 300,000 miles.
Oh,
So if someone paid you to go out of state, would you?
Probably, depending
Yeah.
on how far it was.
Right.
Okay. Because I have friends in Florida, Las Vegas,
right.
San Antonio, Texas.
All over the place.
Yeah, they'd love to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, Noelle said bummer. Where she must be from out of state then.
Would have to be during vacation time.
Right.
yeah.
See, that's the hard thing when you're doing something else. It's not always that you get to do the things that you love, but you
Right,
know,
right.
so when those
Or
other things come up, it's like, I gotta adult and do my real job, even though
Right,
this
yeah.
is really what I want to do with my life.
We're still working on the lotto.
Yes, exactly.
I
Yes.
hear you there. I hear you there.
Permanent vacation if we hit it.
Oh,
So-
Noelle says she's from Minnesota.
Oh,
Oh,
Minnesota, that's
wow.
not too far away.
Yeah.
Well, Noel, if you wanted to come, you have to pay him.
Shout
She
out to
says, hi,
Minnesota.
Tony.
What's up, Noah?
Very cool. So is there any places, like one of the places that you guys have investigated that stand out more than any of the other ones?
Probably Gilligan's and Garfield.
Man.
I feel like we asked that already.
Oh, sometimes I forget I'm old.
Oh.
Sometimes.
Not as old as that.
or me.
All right, I tread lightly when I say these things.
Whatever.
I'm gonna get something thrown at me by something.
Joey's got his water bottle over there. so-
He's got to be nice to me. I got him Timbits for real this time.
Okay. Well,
She didn't just say, I thought about it.
This time I delivered.
She got him some actual Timbits,
I
not
did.
Tom
see,
bits.
there's the
right?
box
No
right
Tom Bits.
The last time she's
We
like,
just save this box and then I'll start loading up with the ones.
Just go get
You'll
some
never know.
I'll know.
Just go get some donut holes from the VGs
I'll taste
Walmart.
the difference.
or Walmart. Yeah.
There's a difference. Trust me.
I have another question from the chat. Have you guys thought about Mackinac Island?
Oh, we'd love it.
Yes, we have. But I do know there are certain regulations you got to follow through with that. We've talked about it, and actually my son, he was in his own paranormal group with some friends, and they were supposed to have done Mackinac Island.
Oh, okay.
So I know it is possible.
I've
just
heard
gotta-
about
We
it.
just got to find the right connections.
There's
Right.
There's an island. I think I can't remember the name of it, but it's like there's like a bunch of creepy dolls.
Oh,
On
the
the
Island
Haunted
of the
Doll
Dolls.
Island. That's
Doll
down in
Island.
Mexico.
Island of the Dolls.
Yeah,
Ugh.
down in Mexico, isn't it?
What
It's
is it?
Japan.
No.
Counts
isn't it?
me out.
No, that's the Suicide Forest in
What is-
Japan.
what is
Oh,
it?
yeah,
Oh.
that's right.
What is it in Spanish? Do you know?
I don't speak Spanish.
Oh, I should know, but
Dal
Way
al
to go.
Diablo.
Right.
no,
So-
that would be Doll the Devil.
Well, I mean,
So chat's really blowing up. I got a lot of questions from chat.
Okay, sure. Awesome.
So they ask, have you had any Dark Souls?
That would be a no.
Okay.
Like the game?
I was going to say, we talking
Any-
about the video game.
Any needing to cross over or evil intentions towards the homeowner?
Needing to cross over, yes. And a lot of times the homeowner will help out with that because they're the ones originally, have to deal with it all. But then again, some spirits like it where they're at. And for example, our Brown City house, we determined that
Sorry.
the spirit that was around, the spirit or spirits, was just wanting attention.
Right.
And basically, so we told them, say, hey, so if you walk in the room, turn on the lights, just say, hey guys, I'm here, I'm home.
Right.
And then talk out loud. I mean, it sounds weird, but you talk out in an empty room saying, hey, this is our home. You're welcome to be here, but you've got to stop messing with the kids.
Right.
You have to stop, turning my coffee pot off.
Follow our rules. It's our
Yes,
house
basically,
now.
and it
Stop
seemed to
moving
work
my
out
remote.
for them.
That's when your neighbor has you admitted.
Right.
Yeah, he just started talking to himself.
It- they also ask, have you ever been touched? Which I
Yes.
think they
Yes.
tuned in a little bit later, so they
Yeah.
didn't hear that whole about getting scratched and stuff.
Well, not only have I been scratched, I've been thumped on the head. She's been tapped on the neck a couple times. One of our psychics has been touched. We've had encounters like that.
Yeah, I'd be horrible at this. I'll be running out. Take my camera.
I punch back.
No, God, I could just.
Well, yeah, swing it up to that empty air, and you're going
And
to
not
talk
be
to your
called crazy.
neighbor having you admitted.
Right. See. And also,
I'll hit something.
the wall. There's tons of lighthouses in Michigan too. Have you guys thought about any of those?
Yeah, we have actually,
And
and
we
we
went
know a
out-
few of them are haunted.
The one out in Grindstone City.
Well,
Grindstone
we
is
were-
a cool
Tawas.
place.
No, Grindstone, where they sat there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Knocked us
Fort All
off.
Barks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they weren't too happy when we went out there because all we
We were
wanted
just
to do is put up a
asking.
flyer for our presentation that we were doing, and the lady who was at the desk saying, "Nope, we don't talk about that. Nope, there's no ghost here." Blah, blah. I mean, she was like adamant that there was nothing going on.
She wasn't having it, huh?
No, she wasn't happy to see us.
People think it's bad for business, I guess.
Well,
Really,
some
a lot of
think
people.
it's good for business.
Yeah, that's what I was
Well,
gonna say.
yeah.
A lot of people I've heard of,
Mhm.
they're like, yeah, if we get this investigated.
I guess it depends on how old they are.
Well, there's
Right,
there's an
what's the
antique mall down in Millington.
with it?
I don't know.
Antiques in the Village of Millington. Talk to Lynn about it. She'll gladly tell you all about the hauntings that go on
Yeah.
there.
What's the
We've actually went down there with TV25 and investigated with them.
Oh, wow.
What's the one by the fairgrounds that everybody thinks is haunted?
Oh,
Here?
the old
Yeah.
building over there.
Yeah,
By
it's
the
like
sugar
the,
beet
it's like
Did
an
they
factory?
old-
tear it down?
It's like no. It's like an old museum or something.
Oh, you mean the Roadhouse Museum right there on the corner?
Yeah,
I haven't heard about that being haunted. I just
Oh.
know it's an old house. It's
I
been
just
there for
remember
ages.
being a kid and everybody saying it was haunted. So hold on, I'm dying.
Don't do that because then you're gonna haunt, and then we're not gonna believe
I will.
it's you.
I will for sure come back.
No,
It'll be
Haunt
fine.
the
I'm gonna be-
shit out of you.
I'm gonna be skeptical that it's you. I'm gonna be like,
Do
that's
it.
not Joey. I don't believe this.
Until the Timbit hits you.
Right. Then I'll be like, yep, it's Joey.
The empty box of Timbits. Fill it up.
No, that's okay, Noel. That's why I said, that I thought that you joined a little bit later. So it's okay. Ask away. We have, they're happy to answer the questions.
Well, now the question that I have is obviously from what you guys are telling us, it's a pretty big community.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
For people from other side of the state, out of state, north, south, east, west,
Right.
the whole 9 yards. Now, I assume you guys would be able to possibly get some grants to go into some of these more expensive places
Mhm.
and do your research and stuff like that too. I mean,
Yeah.
how does that work?
Well,
Never thought of
I
that.
never thought of it actually, honestly.
The more you know.
Exactly.
Time to check out one of those grant
well,
writing books
I-
from the
yeah.
library.
Yes. You're a better writer than I am.
I'm aware of that.
Well, no, I mean, just because of the whole urban legends and the history
yeah.
of that stuff. I mean,
Something like that. I if it's possible, yeah.
Just gonna say it.
Good idea. Thank you very much.
I'll take my cut.
Okay.
just gonna
You
say
can just
what-
come along.
Yeah, there you go.
Just
Yeah,
gonna,
you just drag Joey with you.
just gonna say it. Bigfoot is out there.
Yes.
Bigfoot.
Squatch
See, he believes that.
I don't believe in Bigfoot.
All
I,
right.
I
Okay,
wish
buddy.
I would like to think Bigfoot. That'd be cool if he was. But,
Well, I was once asked if I believed in Bigfoot, and I say we have not explored every inch of those
I think
northern woods,
that's-
so it's
Right.
quite possible.
That's who we should have on next, or some Bigfooters.
Some squatchers.
Squatchers. Is
squatchers.
that what it is? I know somebody I used to work
People-
with
oh.
that's scared of it.
People in Houghton Lake, the Dog Man.
I've
there.
heard,
I've heard of them.
They're like crazy about it up there.
My brother-in-law actually swears to God my sister told me this, he's heard him, the dog man.
There's coyotes and wolves up there.
Right, right.
Yeah, I know.
There's
Well,
all kinds of stuff.
I'm just
Dogs.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
My
been.
dad
I,
talks about that all
I lived
the
up
time.
there for like 6 years. Never experienced anything. And I would go walking in the woods by myself.
See,
Just
now when
like-
you're
I
up
only
there.
went up there during the summer because my grandparents lived up there. So,
Yeah.
and that was Lake James,
you know,
Prudenville.
I'd go out in the woods by myself all the time as a kid. Never.
Well, I do that here. I used to do that here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a bridge over in Cass City that I've heard stories about.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
can't remember.
We looked for it one time. We didn't find it.
Right.
Yeah, I
exactly.
can't
Millington
remember.
Hills. We tried looking.
I was going to
finding
say
that.
Hidden Hollow. Yeah,
Do you know where it is?
We
We
couldn't
couldn't
find it.
find it.
it's literally just off of Sheridan Road.
Okay.
Because when you come, say you're coming off of 15, you hit Birch Run Road.
Right.
Right where Birch Run Road ends, that dirt road that goes down, that's where it's at. You go down through there.
Okay. Yeah,
we know
sounds
where
cool.
it is.
Well, now we'll go looking for it.
Yeah,
I can't remember what that bridge is called either.
I don't remember the bridge.
If I find out though, I'll let you guys know.
The
Yeah,
Vanishing
thanks.
Bridge.
The vanish.
That's why they couldn't find
No,
it.
Hidden Hollow. There's so much urban legend that goes on back there.
Right. Yeah.
And it's funny because you get to a certain spot and it could be noon and you can't see your hand in front of your face.
Oh,
Tony,
sounds great.
Oh,
Tony,
Well, we were out there in the daytime.
I'm gonna summon a demon in your house
why
Doubt
would
it.
you do that?
just because.
No, get out of here.
No, that you,
How about no?
okay, I'm gonna not joking around. That's the last thing you want.
No joke.
Okay.
I would believe it.
Not in my house.
If I did it. Well, I'm not gonna do it at my house. What if it works? Then I got a
Oh,
demon in my
man.
house.
How well do you
No,
know
then
your
I have a
Latin?
demon in my house.
If it's anything like Spanish,
Basically all languages come from Latin anyway. So
Yeah.
I can probably figure it out. If
Yeah.
I can
Watch a couple episode of Supernatural.
There
you
you
get
go,
it.
yeah.
Right.
If I can pronounce most Spanish words, I feel like Latin should be easy enough.
It's been a dead language for what, 300 years?
in Latin, you know,
Yeah.
well, it all depends. Are you Catholic?
No.
No. Nope. Our family started out Catholic, and then we're just nobody is anymore.
Yeah, no, bad idea, Joey.
Yeah, Joey, that's a no.
Do it at Heather's house.
No. Get out of here.
I'll do it at. All right, Darian's volunteered as tribute.
Oh man.
That can't. I sleep there though, so that
Well, I
can't
said
happen.
do it
either.
at Heather's house. She doesn't sleep there.
Yes, I do. I sleep there every night. You
Whatever.
weirdo. Jeez.
I
Fine,
thought this
I'll
was
do
your
it.
house.
Fine,
I
I'll
thought
No,
this
this ain't
was
my
your
house.
I'll do it in.
I'm
Sean's
here
room.
most of the time.
I'll do it in just Sean's room.
Why would
No,
you-
his kids call me mom sometimes.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really. I don't claim your kids. No, I'm just
I don't
kidding.
think he does.
No, see what you do is you do it in someone's house you don't like.
Well,
Right,
then why
that's
would
why-
he go to my
that's why I'm-
house?
Because we don't like you.
That's exactly why I would do it here.
That is such a lie. I am loved.
Any more questions coming up? Or no?
I don't know. You guys in the chat have any more questions? I know Noel says that there's a haunted school not far from me, and the oldest son and his friends went there.
It's haunted by all the
He was touched
by all
and
the
ran
souls
out.
they've sucked out
Oh,
of the
that's
children.
Oh
cool.
gosh.
It's the lunch lady.
He never went back. He wants me to go because I'm sensitive. She also said that she believes in Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, and all the others. There's just so much on this earth that hasn't been explored.
That's
Exactly.
So she
That's-
says, who knows what can be out there?
Yeah, you look at the oceans. We know 1% of 1% of the ocean.
That's the ocean, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
there's
still.
all
Bigfoot's
kinds
not
of stuff
hiding in the
there.
ocean.
Well, no,
Well,
not
but the
necessarily.
the Loch Ness monster might be.
Yeah,
There could be
anywhere.
plesiosaurs out there. We
You
just
never
don't know.
You never know what's really.
I'm
out
all for
I
the
spent
Leviathan
years out at sea,
and the Kraken.
there.
right? Cracking that. They've
No.
actually filmed giant squid now.
Nice.
Yes, in Japan.
Doesn't have anything to do with
Calamari.
Fukushima, does it?
No, this was
Yeah, that's a
before
lot of calamari.
the Fukushima.
It's a big calamari. A lot of
Lots of calamari.
I hate calamari.
it. I've never
Calamari
tried
for
it.
Pain in
everybody.
the butt to cook. I'll tell you that.
It's really good.
Yeah, I've
With
never
just the right
tried,
dip,
tried
yeah.
that,
You know what I
no.
want to try? I want to try fugu.
What's that?
It's the puffer
Poison.
fish.
It's poison
Oh.
fish. Poisonous fish.
Do you have a?
Well,
Cut my mic.
if it's sliced properly, it's supposed to be extremely
Yeah.
delicious. Then you're not going to get poisoned.
Don't they
There's,
have to
there's
do that
only
for 10
there's,
years?
there's very few people on Earth that are allowed to prepare it as a dish.
Right? Yeah.
Because you
And
have
you
to
are
do-
one of them that are not going to.
I wouldn't want.
She doesn't want to be a ghost.
I wouldn't want to do fugu.
No, thank you.
I don't like. I didn't like doing calamari. Okay.
I bet.
I think-
Ugh.
I don't know. I think
Give
it'd
me
be
my shrimp
interesting.
and I'll be fine.
Be like, yeah, I ate fugu. I mean, I probably wouldn't like it.
You
But,
probably wouldn't.
I've always loved calamari, so
Can you have
but you
fugu
wouldn't
with
eat
tartar?
California roll.
Right.
I
I
had
know. He wouldn't
a
even
bad
eat the sushi I
experience.
made. He says that about everything.
No.
Yeah, he wouldn't eat
He does.
Timbits.
No.
He said he had a bad
I said I'm not-
experience with those.
That's
don't
bullshit.
know.
Nobody has ever had a bad experience from Timbits.
Look,
Okay?
Well, I would because
All I
gluten,
can say
the
is
gluten.
copious amounts of alcohol and Timbits do not mix.
Yes, they do. They most certainly do.
Darian looked up what the Island of the Dolls is, but I am not gonna read it because I can't say band names even. So I'm not gonna pronounce this.
I will look at it.
And then Noel said, "Too bad it would not come to Minnesota. The school is 40 miles from me. It's in our paper, and the kids all flocked there. That they had to have police patrol driving by every so often."
Wow.
Sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Or
Right?
rest, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, thank you.
She should
It's
if she
Not
could
that
link
we
that
don't
to
want to
us
come
in
to
the chat.
Minnesota, we just can't make it.
Right. Well, if you could link that to us, I'd like to share that. Noel.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll put it up on the
We'll
page,
take a look
and
at
then
it
we'll
and
send it to them.
why don't you see about the paranormal groups in your area? Maybe you can get them out there.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
do you guys know anybody in that area?
Not out.
Minnesota, no.
Not that far out.
Okay.
Probably wouldn't be
Um,
that hard to find. There's a lot of groups right on Facebook.
Oh, did you pull it up to pronounce it?
It is Isla de las Munesas.
Oh, thank you.
Gesundheit.
There's no way I could have got through that. I was like, Isla mucus.
Well, No,
Isla de
just
la mucus.
Stop, Heather. Stop.
All right, repeat after me. Un cerveza, por favor.
No, I'm not getting you a beer.
Cerveza, por
I'm not getting you one beer. Is
One
that what you
beer,
said?
one beer, please.
Ah,
I knew that. Like, I can listen to people.
My favorite
Ein
is
Bier.
tacos y cervezas.
Yes.
Tacos and beer.
Tacos and beer.
She said she can't remember the school name, but she'll get it to Tony.
okay.
So,
Cool. Yeah, send
That's
it on
cool.
over.
Very cool.
Maybe you guys are friends on the other side of the state would know somebody over that.
Well, maybe.
direction.
Well, we
Yeah.
can talk to the Upers.
Yeah.
They might know.
The Buckless Supers.
No. The Upper Paranormal Research Center.
Ah, okay. So
Upper
there,
Peninsula Paranormal Research
Research.
Society.
Every-
Resource.
God.
Yes.
Everything's a damn
What she
acronym.
said.
Exactly. It's like
is.
thumps.
But how do you not
Should we-
remember that?
why
Like, that's
don't-
the only thing that I was like, thumps.
Why don't we
I
have
know
an
what it
acronym?
is.
We do.
What?
We
Don't make
should,
this
we
weird.
should have a cool acronym.
What? All you do is break it down.
Yeah.
Joey, don't make this weird.
But, like,
DMTW, huh?
Yeah.
DMTW.
DMTW.
yeah, but like that's not cool.
We came up with the name.
I'm having second thoughts.
Yeah. Too late. Too late. We already got a cool logo and
I'm
stuff.
not married to it. Like 12
I
episodes.
was gonna
in.
say we're 12 episodes in. I think we're married to it.
Kind of got to stick with it now.
Yep.
Sorry. You can't divorce. Sorry.
Says you.
Stop. Oh, I've done that. I've been there. But anyway,
Oh, way to bring it down,
Okay.
Heather.
bad news,
Having a
Heather.
good time.
She's
and
so great at segues.
I am. I'm so,
good old,
Not.
I
good
used to
old
be
bummer drummer.
once
over
upon a
there.
time. Get out of here. Shut up.
Yeah, everything was going pretty well until my wife left me.
Oh my gosh. Get out of here.
So I know we're kind of at a lull in the conversation, not that it's slowing down, but do we want to recap? Shut up, Joey. Do we want to recap last week a little bit with Ben?
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that.
Because
Definitely not into the paranormal. See, who's bad with segues? Look at this.
Yeah,
Look
well,
what he's
hey.
doing right now.
Who's Bad with Segways is actually my new band. But
Whatever.
all I can
Speaking of bands, Ben
Yes.
Childs.
yes,
Man, there
Hey,
you go. You
nice
did it.
That's a
segue,
segue.
Joey.
Yeah, so last week was pretty cool. We finally had somebody in that was playing music that wanted to.
I've heard better.
Are you kidding me
I'm
right
kidding.
now? Ben was awesome. Get
I'm
out.
kidding. It was a good. It was really
It's okay, Ben. You
It
can
was
fire
fun. It was fun because people got to listen to his music, and then Ian popped in to play.
We had
some
an
music.
open jam, which was awesome.
Ian pops
Yeah.
in all the time.
Not always. Only when he has good
Joey
stuff to
kind
tell
of
us.
reminds me of Chick McGee from the Bob and Tom show.
Oh, is that a
Always
good?
popping in like that.
Was that a good thing?
I don't know what that means, but I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty interesting.
I've been called a young Howard Stern.
You have
Oh,
be
boy.
called that. I have heard somebody say that.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
but you're
with that.
prettier.
That nose, that really?
Yeah.
Oh, we have like the same nose.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
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 It's a beautiful nose. Beautiful beak. majestic
Is this
beak.
why you like flamingos so much? I didn't mean that rudely. I'm just asking for a
Probably.
friend.
I do like
I'm asking for a
flamingos.
friend.
You're
They're
asking for
they're tall and they have large beaks, like me. And they're majestic as hell.
That's true. So if you guys did not get a chance to check out the podcast last week to hear Ben play in the impromptu jam
Well, then,
session,
what
Yeah.
good are you?
then look, then you're just messing up.
You
We can't even have you around anymore.
shit the bed. It happens.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
So that's a good question though. When you guys are out doing your investigations, have you ever heard music?
Becky did.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody did actually hear some music being played.
What
When we were at
uh,
Oxford.
Was it
in a
Rocket
private
Man?
home.
No,
Rocket
no.
Man.
It was,
Rocket
it was more classical music. I swear. Was it classical or was it like 40s music? Was it swing music?
See, that would creep
So-
me out.
Yeah.
Well, everything does.
I can't really remember.
No, but yeah, we were doing an investigation in a house, and yeah, she came up and said, "Hey, I'm hearing music. I mean, and we're hoping that we're picking it up, and
And
of
you,
course, we
Did it
didn't.
happen to be next
You-
to a potter's wheel with the Righteous Brothers?
No,
when
No.
when you heard
It
when
was
you
in the
put
sewing room, actually.
Yeah.
when you put your ear up to the wall, did you hear? "Da-da-da-na-na-na"?
Oh, that's great.
but we were allowed because the house we were doing was one of Lisa's friends' parents' house, so they allowed us to stay overnight. So I put, okay, Lisa and I were in a room. I put the recorder out for all night. The only thing I heard was my snoring.
It's been hard to like weed through that.
Yeah, we
Or-
couldn't have Tony there for
No,
for
not for an
20
overnight.
for an overnight.
No.
He sounds like he's drunk. It's literally worse.
I
Than that.
drowned in my sleep.
He
so-
does. Oh, it's loud. So loud. So
See, I'm not the only one.
I do too. My roommate's like, I can hear you in my room. I can hear you through the wall. I said, good. At least you know I'm still alive. Yeah. So, do you have a couple more questions from the chat?
Nope.
Sure.
Nope.
Yep. When you do the investigations, do you ever have it live, or do you just go and record what you find?
We just record what we find. We don't have the kind of equipment. We don't have DVRs and stuff, so we
Oh,
can't
okay.
do that.
The only time we did it live, even though, well, it was recorded on TV 25 for their Halloween special. One of their field reporters was out there with us, and he spent the night with us in there. Caught a lot of interesting stuff too. Furniture moving, banging of pipes and everything, and actually something came up underneath the bottom of our grid cam. You see it just pop up into the lens and then shoot back down. It was really cool.
Cool.
That's creepy.
Well, you guys should do like a Facebook Live thing if you're able to.
Well, how would they with the dark? You'd have to have like a special.
Okay. Just
Wouldn't you?
Shine.
No, I'm just saying. Wouldn't you
do
have
the
to?
infrared or the night vision.
Yes, I don't know if you'll see.
Could Jerry
much.
rig something?
Yeah.
I guess.
Duct
Maybe I can
tape.
find an app for my phone.
Probably.
There you go.
I have a ghost app on my phone.
I had one of those. It's like, oh, look at that cute little ghost. It's like, oh, it's so cute. It's
was
like,
so
it's
horrible.
not real.
It's so horrible. I'm just sitting there and I'm moving my phone around.
When they start
hear beep,
surrounding
beep,
you,
beep,
and you're just
yeah.
like, "Game over, man."
Yeah, well, that's what would happen. Like it's like a little Doppler thing going around, and then
Oh,
it would
yeah, I
show
remember
them like
that
in
app.
spots, and then it would say a word. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why did it just tell me to
Like-
go to Vegas?
Like 100-year-old ghost, and it's like, seriously?
Help! Yeah, no.
She had that app. We were out in the cemetery, and she's got that on. It's like, come on.
It was worth
It was
So
interesting. It was free.
Do you get like?
Exactly.
Are there animal ghosts?
Oh, that's a good question.
Some people say that they have seen ghosts of animals.
Like the
Usually-
ghost of a velociraptor?
No, these
That's
are usually
terrifying.
house
That's CGI.
pets.
So you guys have heard people seeing cats and dogs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we had one of our people said that. Yeah, I see the cat, every now and then, and their cat's been dead for like 2 years.
I thought it was just the
if they see
Matrix.
that, then if they can see that, then why not ghost dinosaurs?
You have to go out
You'd
to the
think they
Fowler
would be
Center.
everywhere.
The Fowler Center has ghost dinosaurs.
No, well, they dug up the. No, I'm not saying
The
ghost,
mastodon.
but they dug up the mastodon.
Okay.
That's
It's a
not
grave
quite.
site.
Whenever I
right?
hear Mastodon, I think of Power Rangers. Mastodon.
Well, yeah, I
Somehow
thought
I saw that coming for some reason. I've not just met you.
he's picking
All
up
I
on
can
you.
think
Like
of is
he's getting you.
the 80s metal band Mastodon.
Is it really a band?
also really sweet band.
Yeah.
Can't quite remember that one.
Your grandma is listening. She says hi.
Hello, Grandma.
She says hi. It's Nana.
Aw.
What's up, Grandma?
Hi, Grandma. Grandma Moody. Is Grandma Moody?
Just Grandma.
Oh.
Grandma Moody died.
Oh, don't make me feel so bad. I'm
Really,
sorry.
Heather? Wow.
Oh, your sister's on too. She says you smell like a turd. I'm just.
Does she
Hey,
have smell-o-vision
Yeah.
or something?
I'm just
You
reading
got
it.
me. You got me.
I'm just
So
reading
I'm
what they're
guessing
telling
that's
me.
I'm guessing that's Hannah.
Bro, like, it's logged in as Marie,
Oh,
so that probably is her though.
probably.
I would do that if I was your sister.
That's pretty good. You can
Hey, I
smell
do that
turds
anyway.
through audio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Turd
I'm
vision.
innovating. I designed the technology.
Oh, speaking of smells, have you guys ever had any smells come up when you're investigating?
Not really. It's like you're in a place and you just smelling the place itself, depending on where you're at. We haven't actually had any actual smells, so to speak. You know?
What did you call it? Becky smelled something one time.
Oh, yeah,
perfume,
you're right. You're
remember?
right. You're right.
I think that was at Garfield.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Wow.
We'd have to call her.
You wouldn't be able to rely on any of that with Tony on the investigation either.
No.
What's that supposed to mean? You know what that means.
I'm just saying,
You know
beers and
exactly.
tacos, man. Count me in.
Tacos y cerveza.
Yes, that was your sister.
Only after the investigation.
Right. There you
Right.
go.
You don't
Maybe
want to go
before.
stumbling around the dark if you're inebriated.
Well, no, there's the things that go thump in the night. Most of the time, it's my stomach.
So true.
We've had that a
It's
couple
not your-
times. You're
it's
sitting
not your
there,
stomach, it's
sitting
your
there trying to
asshole.
do an EVP session. All of a sudden, somebody's stomach goes.
Oh man.
Yeah,
You'd hear
like
him
this last
farting the whole time.
investigation.
Yeah, the last investigation.
That's all you'd ever hear from
I
him
am
is
a
just
regular
farting.
guy.
You'd be like,
You'd be like, oh, he was in that room. Now I remember.
you'd be like, what was that? And then on the recording, you just hear.
Like 5 times in like the past 2.
Then we marked
10
that Tony.
minutes.
Right.
I have some
Tony was here.
more questions from the chat.
Okay.
Jeff asked, "Have you worked with remote viewers?"
No.
What is a remote viewer exactly?
I guess
Sure.
That's how we know
I
we
guess
haven't
it's
done
like
it.
like a drone or something you send
Oh,
in
okay.
first. That would be my guess.
Oh, okay. All right. And then Noel said, "Cold spots, hot spots, cigarette smoke when there isn't anything there."
Yes.
Cold spots for sure.
Yes, definitely cold spots.
And now, would your first thing be to like just check the windows and see if there's a draft,
Yep,
or how
check-
would you guys?
You know,
Air
check
conditioning
for
vents.
air conditioning or anything like that. Take a temperature reading around
Generally,
the room.
we do that at the beginning of the investigation anyway. We'll check
Right.
for the
To see if
electrical,
there's
for
any-
the temperature stuff.
yeah.
and all
Anything
that.
coming off of it?
Pipes in the wall.
Right, exactly.
That
yeah.
makes sense. So how long does it take you guys to set up?
Depends on the size of the place.
Right.
Right, yeah, and
Which is why we have the clients, keep the record of what's going on in their place, what time, what location, so we know where to set up. So it
Where the most
cuts off some of the
activity?
time.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, where we feel like we might be able to get the best.
I mean, other than that, we're pretty mobile because we've got the night vision and we just basically walk around, stop, do EVPs or whatever.
See, now I would probably fall and hurt myself in the dark,
I do that enough.
even with.
That's because you're clumsy.
I am, and I can't see very good at night anyway. I just
Well,
could see
you're
that
talking
happening.
to the guy who trips over everything, runs into everything.
Have you ever had to go to the hospital after an investigation? That's
Only
good.
after work with
That's
this
right.
guy.
That's me. I know I need like a bubble wrap suit. At one time at work, I was like, I was collecting bubble wrap. And they're like, "What are you doing?" Oh, got hurt again.
She's the only girl that I know that can walk out of the bathroom and jack her hand.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
that was an accident at work. That was not my fault. Why do they put a handle on a door that comes in instead of just like pushing out? I went to grab the handle as I was coming out and with my right hand, and this lady come rushing in. And when she did, it like grabbed my hand was still stuck in the handle and it bent back and popped.
Ow.
Hey, at least you've never slammed your date's hand in a car door.
Now, like Tony,
I don't know what you're talking about.
way back to these episodes. But yeah, so when it popped, like my whole entire arm it had ended up going numb. And it's where I'm working at Bronner's as a penner. So I had to pack ornaments for half the season.
So,
Jeez.
And I seen the lady and she won't ask me any
so
questions.
like, we were gonna say something about Ben, right?
We were talking about Ben.
Yeah. Why did we just like completely segued back into Ghost?
We did. I said Ben was, it was awesome to have him on.
Oh, that's all you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, she
Well,
doesn't
did
care
you
about
guys-
Ben.
You guys make me sound like the most worst person ever.
Most
Well,
worst.
Most
mean-
worstest. See, that's good grammar. I was from
Yeah.
Cassidy. I
She can't
graduated.
English
Kind of like
either.
our orbity
It's
things.
okay. It's that library thing is kicking in.
Oh. She's gonna throw a book at me.
I
They're
have a
all over
couple.
there.
Consider they're all on your side.
Make yourself
I
at
didn't-
home.
Oh, I'm by a shelf too. Great.
I didn't
It's
mean
gonna
to.
get knocked
I
over.
didn't mean to curve it back into that. I
No,
just
but what
didn't
did
know.
you?
Well, I just didn't know if you were done or not because we kind of like moved away from that again.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I just
Okay. I was just asking.
stated that
I
it
was
was
just
a
being-
really cool show and that he played and
And he did say he
People
would
need to
come back on.
yeah.
Cool.
I like when we have
everybody-
return guests.
Everybody says they're gonna come back.
Well, his
I
dad
know.
wanted to come
Have
back
they?
on too.
You want-
Have they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
we,
yeah.
we got
Okay.
Hannah. Hannah came back on. She was the nutritionist.
That was awesome.
We'll have her back on again too.
Oh
at
yeah,
some point.
definitely.
She's a lot of fun to have on.
We always give the open invitation to come back and like after you guys do another investigation or something, that'd be cool.
We'd love to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
sounds
cool.
great. Yeah.
So
Maybe we'll have all the evidence completed by then.
that'd
It's
be
kind
cool.
of hard when you're working 6 days a week.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. I know what you're saying. Like I said, it goes back to that whole thing about loving what you do, but you still have to adult and work.
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad that I have tomorrow off.
Yeah, there you
Shut
go.
up.
I know. I'm looking at the time going, oh, we kept you until
Yeah,
like, a little bit
my
over.
commission off that grant idea is 25%.
Yeah,
Okay.
get out of
All
here.
right.
I would say
you-
We could work
15.
something.
Yeah.
I would say I have tomorrow off, but I
You
gotta
have
go
that.
see my family. So,
So that's a job.
day off.
That's a job.
Just kidding. I love you guys.
Oh, Noelle says she's got to go. She's thanks for you inviting her, Tony.
Yeah.
Thanks,
absolutely.
Noelle, for
Fun.
being here.
Thank you for your questions.
Thanks for
Yeah.
listening. We love your beautiful face.
I thought we were ending like that's how you end usually.
Usually.
But yeah, thank you for listening.
Don't
Yeah.
forget to tell your friends, tell your mom, and tell your grandma.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe, tweet us,
Are you stopping now?
Instagram us. No,
Oh.
it's just for her. She's leaving.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm
She's
just
gotta
like,
get
wait
the-
a minute. You're
She's got to get the whole spiel.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
make sure to hunt around your area to see if there's any active paranormal groups.
Oh yeah.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there more around here too? Do you guys team up with other people or?
Yeah, well, like
Cassidy,
You guys have like crossover episodes.
Birders
cross
House.
dressing? No.
For
No,
Fourth Wall
we've done the Birders House twice. Well, the first time was on Halloween night with the Bay City team. The second time we did it was also with the Bay City team, but we had a guy named Jason Schrock from a PBS station, Haunted Michigan, came up and he
Michigan haunting.
Michigan Hauntings. I'm sorry, Michigan Hauntings out of Oxford, and he and his partner were up there, and they did the whole investigation with us, and he put it on PBS for us.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what would have been a sweet crossover?
What?
The A-Team and Ghostbusters.
Yes.
That would have been interesting for sure.
That would have been so
For
sweet.
sure.
Yeah, because they can make all
Up it is
the
food.
That ain't no ghost food.
they can make all the equipment you guys need.
Yeah, there you go. Make them carry all that stuff.
Yeah, but I just can't see Hannibal facing down Marshmallow Man.
How
I'm sorry.
could you not? How could you
Brilliant.
not, man? He wore the Godzilla suit. Come on, really?
I forgot
Well,
that
yeah,
episode.
yeah. There you go.
A-Team was sweet.
Yes.
The original 18,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Not,
not the remakes that they were coming up with.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind that movie.
It
very
didn't
much.
suck.
It wasn't great, but I mean, it was watchable.
there's just some
I
of them that you just can't.
didn't see it. Didn't really want to see it.
I mean, Liam Neeson's awesome. Bradley Cooper's awesome.
Face.
Shapiro Copley.
Rampage Jackson.
Yep.
is
Rampage
awesome.
Jackson.
Love. He's like one of my favorite fighters of all time too. So it was cool to see him.
Right.
I like the scene.
Have you ever
where-
seen the video of him murdering the door?
No.
There's like he just goes nuts and starts kicking the shit out of this door.
Oh my gosh.
It's awesome.
I love
That
the
would be
scene in
interesting
The new
to
Sounds
18.
like he has anger issues.
Oh yeah, that's why they don't call him Rampage Jackson for nothing.
right?
It's a
I'm
clever
guessing you're
system.
talking the cage fighter.
Yeah,
type?
Yeah.
he's
Don't
he's
watch it.
US.
Sorry.
I love combat sports.
No, my favorite scene in the new
Huh?
AC
Are you good?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
thinking about it.
Just
is
checking.
when Murdoch tries to jumpstart an ambulance with paddles.
Nah.
Clear.
That is pretty funny. Very
That's
interesting.
what's that guy's name? He's a
Shapiro Copley.
South African
Yeah.
actor, right?
Yeah.
Because he was in District 9.
Yes, and
Which
he
was a
was
good
in
movie.
what's that other movie?
District 8.
No.
7.5.
10?
Oh,
Ha!
God, with Matt Damon.
Hey, Kirk. Sorry.
The one where he's like the bounty hunter or whatever.
Matt Damon.
You know what I'm talking about?
I
I have
Elysium.
no clue.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Elysium is just it's
Either.
killer.
We're lost.
Yeah, you guys
You're
gotta
on
see
your
it.
own.
I'm
Really?
not seen it.
Do your
my
thing.
my lady is giving me dirty looks from across the room.
Have
You're
you
gonna
seen it, Darian?
She
See?
has. She's shaking her head. Yes.
Well,
Laughing.
so there's 2 of you out of the, 6 of us that are
Yeah,
here?
I'm not.
Hi, yeah. So we're
That's
the
not
majority.
unusual.
Minority.
We're the majority. Bitch, get
Here,
your
let me
shit
turn
together.
this up for you.
Oh, the shenanigans.
Oh, they're back at you there.
Yeah, see the volume. He just like turns it right up. Jeez. I keep knocking into stuff, hitting my microphone.
Get your shit together.
I'm professional.
You shit the bed. Listen, it happens. It happens a lot when you're a kid.
Must be
A
some
few
kind of
times when you're an
catchphrase
adult.
he has,
I
isn't it?
don't know.
It happens a lot when
Joey
you're
goes
older.
on with whatever. He's like, I'm just
Nobody
gonna bring
knows
this
what
up.
I'm talking about ever. I just
I know
rant
what you're
about
saying.
things.
I've heard it.
I rant about things like $40 T-shirts at concerts.
Oh, jeez.
Which, by the way, those shirts are $20 or $25 on their new shop.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Bullshit.
You didn't buy the
T-shirt.
You didn't buy the shirt.
I know, but I'm still mad about it.
I don't think I ever would. Not for,
Not for 40.
That's a
No.
that's a ridiculous.
That's at the venue though. That's not online.
Right.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
still.
no, it's
Yeah.
always more expensive at the
Yeah.
venue.
But it shouldn't be $40. The
No.
T-shirt is $20.
If you wait a couple of years, you could probably pick it up at Goodwill.
Yes, true. True. Very
Oh, believe
true.
me, I scour that stuff for good eventually.
Oh yeah.
It's like I know somebody who's just like,
Don't get me wrong. I love Greta, but $40.
Well, did you see their beanie on there? It's like $35.
Yeah.
what
whatever.
for a beanie?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I love them too, but when I seen that, I was just like, no.
What are you doing? What are you pointing at? Oh. What about it?
In the middle. What?
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 I don't
Huh?
know.
What?
What are you
What's
doing?
going on? I'm not doing
There's
anything.
nothing.
I don't know.
Stop distracting me. I'm doing a show.
Oh wow. But yeah, so
I'm not really mad for all of you listening. We were laughing and smiling when I said that.
it always sounds like he's mad though.
It's like Poppy. Hey, where are we at? What are we? Oh, yeah, hold on, I gotta take this call. It was awesome.
Well, yeah.
Anyway,
So,
Greta,
Yes.
love them. Not paying $40 for a T-shirt.
right. Do you guys have any merchandise for? You guys thought about that or?
Well, our last presentation we did, Lisa made up all these nice hats. Put thumps on them with googly eyes on them. We were going to sell them for $5. But the thing about it was the first snow of last year, and only 2 people showed up.
Oh no.
Wow.
So do you still have them available on your Facebook page?
Well, actually, I never put them on the Facebook
Yeah, I never
page.
did.
We actually gave a couple to Rachel and Will on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, Rachel Long.
And I've given a couple to the people, Chris and Wayne
On the ship.
on the ship. Chris and Wayne, they've got their own radio show, Paranormal Radio,
Nice.
Paramania Radio.
Paramania Radio. Sometimes they do it live on the ship too.
Very cool.
Sweet.
That's cool.
Now, would you guys be able to do something like that, like one of your presentations, like at the library? Because I know they do a lot of really cool stuff at the library. Like
Yeah.
I went there.
He's
learned
an
how to
avid
make beer.
We've done
library
several
goer.
at the library.
Really?
Yeah.
And those we actually get paid for.
See, that's good. Good stuff.
Yeah, libraries are cool when it comes to doing presentations.
Mhm.
I mean, I got to see Neil Woodward there. I learned how to make beer. I was refreshed on how square foot gardening.
Seen that
Wait,
comic
what about
book
beer?
creator Trevor?
I went to the library to learn how to make beer because they had a presentation.
Yeah.
Did you have to read?
No,
No,
you just
they
had
show
to
you.
drink and smell.
I'm into that. When are you guys doing another one of those?
I have no idea. I don't plan the
Well,
programs. I just
mostly,
try and
yeah.
go to them.
Talk to Melissa.
It depends on what library it is. We've been down to the one in Fowlerville,
Okay.
way down there.
Yeah.
We've done them in Cassidy, Vassar, a couple up here at Carroll. Did one at Croswell. So, I mean, if anybody, any library wants to get a hold of us, we are on what Debbie said. We're on some kind of list that all these libraries can access.
Oh, cool.
I didn't know libraries gave away beer. I got to start going to libraries more often.
Hey,
No, you learn how to make it.
To learn how to make it.
Frank Zappa said it the best. If you want a social activity, go to college. If you want an education, go to the library.
Mhm.
Awesome.
I don't want that. I just want the beer.
It's an education.
Again, the honesty.
There's-
The honesty of Joey.
Walmart, Joey.
Already made. Amazing.
I'd like
Right
to get
back there
into
in the
making another
cooler.
beer.
Yeah,
we joked about that on the podcast.
He's an
Those,
avid spokesperson for Homs.
I am not. First of all, I am not an avid spokesperson for it. I'm just not a prissy bitch, and I will drink Homs if I have to. Anyway, we've joked about the beer making kits on the podcast before. How everybody's grandpa or uncle gets one for their birthday or Christmas, and then it just sits in the garage, never gets used.
So true.
That
I've
was our
heard of that.
first podcast.
Yeah, I think
That was
so,
good,
yeah.
yeah.
It was
if
our
I would
very
ever get
first.
one like that, I'd definitely use it.
It's like kind of like those battery-operated fish.
Yeah.
Those are
really
sweet.
huge.
I would totally use one of those.
I had like a tube with those that were like they'd go up and down.
No, I think she's talking about the ones that you
Rock
walk
the
by.
boat, rock the
Oh,
boat.
yeah.
The singing
The
bass.
singing fish.
Oh,
We had a
singing
trout.
fish.
a little song I wrote.
Yeah, and then the one that sang the fish fillet song. My cousin had that one.
That's messed up.
Was that the skeleton fish?
I don't. You know what? Maybe. They
We
did
should
though.
have one of those in Thumps's office.
I see those at the garage sales all the time.
We just saw one at Goodwill not that long ago.
Seriously.
Seriously. It
And you
was
didn't
the,
buy it?
Yeah.
no, we didn't.
No, I didn't even think
It,
about
it was the skeletal fish, and they also had a lobster.
Oh,
Rock lobster.
is that what it sings?
It had
I
to
have
have.
no idea.
It had to have.
That is the
There is
greatest.
no way that it did not.
That
No,
is,
no, no! Don't you even dare say that was the greatest song ever, okay?
you did let me finish. That's the greatest, shittiest song I've ever heard.
Oh,
He did put shitty in there.
B-52s.
Hey, rock lobster.
Oh man.
Death to America
Did you see
and
that
butter
video?
sauce.
Did you see that episode?
That's what I was just saying. He's like, death to America and butter sauce. Hey, rock lobster.
What?
So good.
I don't even know.
Google it.
I don't want
Just
to.
Google
I
a,
don't
a
trust
rock
that.
lobster.
Or
Family
YouTube.
Guy.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh,
YouTube.
Family Guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Family Guy.
Okay.
And while you're at it, why don't you do the one with the surfing bird, okay?
Oh, God. Oh, I've
Oh.
seen that one.
Oh, that was Harley's
I've-
ringtone for a long time. And he'd, be like, he'd laugh every time. And I'm like, you're an idiot. Shut up. Mute your phone, you moron.
Well,
We
you guys,
about to wrap up?
Yeah.
It's 9:30.
think so.
I think it's a good time to wrap up.
Yeah.
We've had
All right.
fun. We've
Yes.
laughed. We've cried. We've felt love. We felt loss.
Joey's had his
It's
timbits.
been a journey.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Hopefully,
Thank you for having us on this journey.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we
Hopefully,
would.
we were able to answer some questions for everybody,
Yeah.
and we didn't leave them more confused.
No, that was really cool. The chat was very,
They were
very full of
into it.
questions.
They were into it.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we definitely would like to have you guys back again,
Sure.
if you will.
So
Sure, no
just,
problem.
just for the record, you will come back, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Alright.
that's like a verbal contract. Right?
You want,
That
you want
holds
my
up
handshake on it?
That'll hold up in court.
Joe, you want my handshake on
After
it?
the show,
I
I'll
wouldn't
shake
shake
it.
his hand.
We actually have a digital contract because they said it live on air.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you.
Well, thank you.
It's been awesome.
Anyway,
you.
thank you for having us.
Thank you, you beautiful bastards, for tuning in once again. I love your faces. Don't forget to tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell your grandma's mom. And you guys have a great night.